Crunch time at the UN as development issues jockey for position on the post-2015 platform. But the disability rights community is making a clear distinction. They don't want a standalone goal.
It is important that each and every goal that will be agreed upon reflects disability. As the disability community, there's no need for a separate goal, because then it will continue to separate people with disabilities. But actually we want to make sure that each and every goal that's going to be agreed upon mainstreams disability right across, so that when the indicators are developed and the targets are set, that we don't find ourselves where disabled people are the ones that will be left out.
She clarified their position that disabilities are an essential add-on in the broader areas of human rights, equality, health, poverty eradication, and so on.
Once we want a standalone goal, what are you going to do with children with disabilities? What are you going to do with women with disabilities? What are you going to do with youth with disabilities? Because disability, it's an add-on to what you are. I'm a woman first, then with a disability.
The Deputy Minister says the gaps between people with disabilities and their able-bodied counterparts remains huge, but that South Africa is among 3 countries in the world where the rights of people living with disabilities is enshrined in the Constitution.
The gap is very big, but we're getting there, because for us what is important is that government needs to begin to monitor equality of outcome and also develop aspects of redress. Because if you want, if you want to deal with disability as government, you really cannot spend time monitoring exclusions, because that is what disabled people and their organizations should do. But you as government need to monitor inclusion, but also in that monitoring of inclusion you need to actually achieve equality of outcome. Otherwise there's no value for money.
The National Disability Rights Indicator Matrix will be finalized in 3 months, establishing checks to ensure an outcomes-based approach across sectors.
The matrix is literally to enable government to see the progress. If you say a disabled child has access to early childhood development, are they learning and getting ready for grade R in terms of schooling, or are they just being looked after?
With as many as 220 million people with disabilities worldwide, the empowerment of young people in the community was also tackled here.
When you are born with a disability and you grow up, it is only when you become a young person that most of the time it's the first time that you actually recognize that you are different. So for us, in terms of youth with disabilities, it's firstly about their self-esteem. And when we talk about empowerment, that is exactly at that level where the empowerment happens, where you need to be able to assist each and every young person to be comfortable with their disability, to understand what their limitations are. It is at that level. But also it is the time, like every young person, where the aspirations and the need to belong and the peer pressure happens. So you now need to be able, as government, to put in place programs where young people with disabilities are able to be comfortable with themselves.
Unlike the struggles to reach consensus in other areas, be it climate change, women's empowerment and so on, Bogopane-Zulu believes the future looks bright in the international disability rights sector, because globally they all speak the same language. Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.